Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2642. I'm your host Arwin. And before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. Right. So, weather today again is, well, nice blue skies. There are trails though. Even a webcam can pick those up. So yeah, blue sky is being spoiled a little. It's not really like covering it up, but I mean it is just ruining it a little bit. I mean, if you just don't bother to looking up at the sky, then it's still just sunny and warm and hot. And but I mean, yeah, bit of a shame about the trails, and they are being sprayed. Like even now, there's one there. Cloud like that's not a natural cloud formation. That is a spread out trail. Yeah, and further into the distance, it looks like there's been a lot of trail. Actually, over here, right overhead, not as bad as it seems to be in the distance. So everybody, your Oregon generator, bring your prayers and get rid of this. You can actually get magical and weird hippie-ish. I mean, orgone generators do actually work against it. Just do. I should have one. I don't have one. I could theoretically make one. It's just, yeah. I'll get to it when I'll get to it. I just try to spray it all away, which theoretically also works, as sometimes it does seem to work. Right, anyhow, yeah. It is Sunday, the 24th of May, 2026. Temperatures 26 degrees Celsius with 42% humidity, 10 kilometers an hour wind, 0% precipitation. Monday's Tuesday 32. Oof. Because that's what he's somewhere. It's nice that it's not so super blistering hot then. But then yeah, Friday goes right back up to 2. And Sunday it cools down again a bit. So yeah, next Sunday it's gonna cool down a bit. For now it's gonna be pretty hot. Very summery week. Summer-like week. So yeah, hope everybody's doing okay. Rumble is acting fine, or I mean OBS is acting fine. Rumble is a bit delayed, but also working fine. Like yesterday, the Rumble would just like in literally 3 seconds immediately have stream what I'm seeing here in OBS on. Now there's a minute in between for some reason. No idea why it took a minute. for them to do that. Whatever. It's all running smooth. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday and a great weekend. Now cooling down a bit, because I mean before it's also part of the reason why I get a bit late, a little bit, just because like pretty much 30 past 2 is like when the temperature really becomes ideal here on average. So start right on time. Before that it's still very hot and I'll still be just kind of sitting here dazed from the heat. Now it's getting really nice here, so great day. Yes, today's show went yeah, I've been puzzled a little bit more though about the whole Hitler situation, and I mean to me it just really feels 4th of May 2026. It's kind of interesting. I've been seeing like more clips going around of people discussing it. Some say that he definitely evacuated to Argentina, and that basically the one that got killed in the bunker must be a fake because it was a woman's skeleton, even though officially it's still officially assumed that it was him. I think it was like a double, actual female born in double. I really think so, and I think that that person also kind of ruined it a bit. Like, because I mean, Hitler, I think whatever you want of him, he was like a really great influence. He was really like a general, and he would visit his soldiers even in combat and all that, and he was just very inspirational to his people. And him leaving it up to a stand-in was in itself, I guess, kind of a poor strategical choice, I think. Just kind of trying to sneak away, and he still assumed that the battle would not be lost. And would Germany actually have lost? That's the real big question. That's a question I think nobody ever asks. But what if he didn't evacuate, leave a stand-in, that it was actually ruining it? Could he have won? Would he? Or at least approached it more strategically? I wonder sometimes. But yeah, I mean, of course, in the far past, before I was even born, and but the whole like effect, like every time how I remember thinking about it and being taught about it in school and through television and just through people's stories, and now what I'm seeing, it's just like, how is it so off? And it gives me the same feeling of like a Mandela effect. Like, like this is remembering. But I mean, how can it be so? How can the misremembering be so intense? How can the misremembering be so intense? This is not just a name shift or a bunch of some sentence being said in something, right? This is like the whole thing is just like, it's just doesn't make any sense. Right, so yeah, not that I think about this thing like all day long, but it is like something that's just sitting in the background and just like trying to find, like trying to sift through it, see if I can find an unexpected insight about what could have happened and what could have made it seem so much like a Mandela effect. Right. But in a sense, if you see at the traits of like what a Mandela effect is like typically, right? Because what is a Mandela effect? It's people go back to some product or an advertisement or a movie, and then they a naturally anticipation drawing type of scene or thing, or even like the name in itself of the whole thing comes nigh, and then you have an anticipation like it's this, right? And then it turns out it isn't, and then it's like, that it can't be, they changed it. That's like what the typical response is to bumping into the Mandela effect. But I mean, it is naturally psychological, because we all have a very synchronous aesthetic memory, where we basically, when we're absorbing media and when we're watching television, especially that sort of thing, or just, I mean, watching some video, you're opening up yourself for live new information that has to be processed and anticipated, right? To guard your emotions, to guide through the experience. But there's actually much more action in the subconscious happening there before it enters your conscious. You see, the framing of it, of like what's going on, what's the meaning of what it is that you're looking at. There's all these kinds of archetypal structures that guide you and that make it more easy to remember for us. But then when a video producer, movie producer, media producer like seemingly plays into a structure that is archetypal, but then suddenly like changes a strange detail that makes it dissonant with the archetype of the situation, it's really frustrating for the one experiencing that, because it's like off, it's wrong. But you could move on to that, unless it like really is jarring too much, and then it like snaps you out of the whole thing and then you hate it. That happens sometimes, but usually with the Mandela effect, it's like subtle, it's small, so that you're like, that's not nice, I'm gonna move on. Then you forget it on the long run. And with a lot of people, well, they kind of forget about it, and then they think back, and then they don't remember the oddity. It like the memory scrubs it out because it's off, it's dissonant. It just that little detail, having it in there ingrained in the memory, will basically disrupt the whole thing. It would stand out too much. Subconscious often chooses to discard it entirely in the memory imprint, and so you then just get the aesthetically corrected version in your memory. And that can like recycle and recycle, because you dream about it, you remember it, you kind of like daydream about the thing that you thought was really cool, or situations in the world happen and it reminds you of it. You recycle it, right? People recycle movies. in their minds. They recycle music in their minds if they really like it, and they keep playing it back. Well, in that playback, if there's some kind of thing off about it, you will have long forgotten about it after the first experience. You'll be recycling an aesthetically corrected version. And on top of that, the way that the aesthetic system in our minds, in our subconscious, corrects these dissonant things that might be happening, it's really universal. It's like there's just a spiritual framework that like everybody subconsciously agrees to with everything. And so when there is a Mandela effect noticed consciously, pretty much everybody's going to have the same response. They will be like, yeah, it is wrong, it should be this. Because the way the aesthetic memory works with everybody is like extremely similar. It's like almost perfectly similar. It's just a way that the subconscious mind, everybody's subconscious mind, naturally corrects story elements to favor archetypal structures, and it's always the same way. And that's really the Mandela effect. And it's basically a psychological trick. I mean, I bet that the Mandela effect was figured out through research in social engineering, just fucking around testing, and they just figured it out. Like, hey, the mind corrects it. It's like rooted in kind of the Stockholm syndrome, because Stockholm syndrome also like does aesthetic correction based on the situation, because it's like you have on one side a really horrible situation and abuse and a bad predicament, and then on the other side an escapist view of things, where you actually try to get closer to that thing that's hurting you in like in a strategy, a subconscious strategy, to warm it up to you and become less hostile. And it can lead to falling in love. That's a similar system. It's an aesthetic, in this case situational correction system, that drive you to forget about the ugly and really emphasize a good thing instead. So it's like a way to work out the dissonance of what had happened. That's part of Stockholm syndrome. And I think that the Mandela effect is basically rooted in the same mechanism, except it's very typical for just experiencing, for like listening to a story, watching a movie, listening to a piece of music. That, because you're in a certain setting when you do that, you just listen to it, right? That's very different as like social interaction, where it's like really dependent on what your attitude is. You need to have attitudinal awareness. It's very different. When you're just watching a movie, you're just opening up. Your own presence is completely irrelevant to that process, right? So you kind of zone out of yourself, go into listen mode, and then you open up wider, spiritually. And so you become more sensitive to dissonance. And then you have the aesthetic correction system to mitigate that, to keep the experience great. So yeah, that's what I think the Mandela effect really is in detail. And it seems like that does really apply to Hitler, because there's a whole bunch of people that are just looking and they're like, oh, I see all these things of what he's doing, and he's like really great. Like, you can see it, they can feel it, the energy of it, like it's actually really positive. It's a lot of real positive vibes coming off Hitler in some occasions, actually most occasions. And then there's times where he's like, I don't know, he's like all spazzing out like he's on drugs and all that. That's there too, but that's especially more towards the end, which is very understandable. And he had like the whole, like his drugs factory got blown up and he got withdrawal symptoms, and it's like, yeah, right, he's still a human, still had weaknesses, but there's a lot of like really positive influence. While the way we've all been taught about it, been confronted about it, it's like, no, everything about Hitler is all evil, all of it. And it's like it's pushed through so hard that like all of the light, all of the good things are completely written out. It's like the aesthetic sense is so overwhelmed with like total counter opposite dissonance that it's like the good things become forgotten, because you can't, it's so overwhelming, so overwhelmed with association of ugliness and evil and pettiness and all that. It's like that it can't fit in there anymore. It doesn't make any sense that there was any good thing that came out of Hitler. But then if you actually just get to see it without somebody screaming in your ear or saying it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, if you just get to see it, then it's like, no, it is really positive. And that then just like breaks, it shatters. It's like this can't be. This the one thing is, if this is so positive, that can't exist simultaneous with the way that we got to learn about Hitler. It can't coexist. It doesn't make any sense. And that's an experience that I'm getting with that. And it does feel like a Mandela effect. So it's related to that. It has to do with dissonance. Like, one thing just does not match up with another. And so the aesthetic sense just like tries to correct it. Yeah, anyway. Mandela effect, Hitler. Yeah, there's something there. And it's very confusing. Right? Because, I mean, Hitler and the way that he had been, it is very inviting to like really look up to him. Even for me. But at the same time, I'm also very aware that it is in a way a spell from him as a war leader. Like, he did that to make it work, to make his conquest also work, to inspire confidence in that sense. And I do not want to roll in to some kind of militant cult, which is basically what it was effectively. But I mean, it does call to me though. I have that instinct to, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm a man of peace. But it's out there, and yeah, I think it's just not all been figured out yet with Hitler. It's so psychologically confusing, all of it. Right? Their programming, like the Nazi Germany programming, even though it had a lot of positive and harmonious nature to it, it's very invasive. It really tries to get to you naturally. It's very spiritually aggressive in that sense. It really tries to get to you, and it's kind of dangerous in that sense, because in a way it just like works almost too well. And that is probably why after World War II, the winning parties have been so incredibly afraid of it, because of its natural effectiveness. And that's why they've basically done all this. Just roll out this massive blanket of counter propaganda that's creating massive dissonance with the actual reality of it, so that to keep people out of it, so that they couldn't get enthralled with it. But it seems like that is run out. And so it's calling again now. And a lot of people are rolling into its influence, looking back through the old materials and just realizing, like, whoa, Hitler actually was very appealing and he was straightforward and he really did seem to try to do the right thing. And has everything been a lie, right? I mean, yeah. And there's whole groups that are not going to be pleased about that. Mainly the Russians. Because, I mean, yeah, you can think, oh, Hitler good. Well, Russia bad then? I mean, they were the enemy. They were opponents, in a way. They were allies for a little bit, but then opponents. And, of course, the whole Bolshevik Revolution was a big target of Hitler for a good reason, because it was basically like Marxist communism just breaking out and ruining and suppressing European culture, especially Germany. But it's so tragic that after all that, that it's now like almost like, oh, Nazis. Well, that means you want to take down Russia at this point, and that's how they're taking it. And I'm definitely do not want to be part of that. Yeah. My view, always looking back, it's always been like, you know what, Hitler was pretty damn awesome in a way. But I mean, the conquest? No. Just defend your nation. Do the rest through diplomacy, through cultural inspiration. That would have worked way better. I mean, yeah, the conquest was at least partially successful, but it was also just very messy. And it blatantly went completely to shit at the end. So, and it was always going to end up that way. It's like that sort of conquest, like it always runs out of fuel basically, and then it's all fucked. So it was pointless. The only way that he could have like maintained that culture, that revival culture for Germany, was to be defensive and just kind of stay defensive, which is a tougher struggle, but it would have entrenched the culture more. Because look at what happened. They went through full conquest, got successful, especially at the beginning. And then everything's lost. And like a whole bunch of Germans got genocided after that, and dressed in firebombing, and it's like, and now they've been like programmed to be super ashamed of themselves for almost a century. I mean, yeah, that's not maintaining what he created, it's stupid. It's been stupid and ineffective. Yeah, and I don't see, like, he could have just overcome the Bolshevism, basically clean out the country and just be like, yeah, you go over there with the rest of you and stay out of our nation and everything will be fine. And then we're gonna hold on and build on this culture and ingrain it for a long time. And yeah, it would have still been here. Germany would have still been the way it was, except peacefully. Yeah, but of course, that did not happen, or it did not end up that way. So now you just have the echoes, the ghosts of the Nazi Empire, the conquest empire that just went crazy and obsessed and insisted to go after Russia, thinking that they could conquer it, which is like insane. I still don't get it. Like, I don't understand why throughout history, like, several individuals got it in their head that they would just do that. Napoleon too. Like, why do they keep doing it? Why does that keep happening? Is it because, like, to people that are into conquest, it's just like Russia is like that special boy prize of like the nation that's like the most recorded as not being able to be conquered, that they're just like, I'm so successful, I'm going to get Russia. And then Napoleon went like that, and just like, fuck it, I just want the honor of being the first figure in history to conquer Russia. Is it that? Is it that petty, basically? That they're just doing it for the honor of it? It just seems so insane in general to do that. Basically for somebody's ego. I mean, oh my god, like, could you imagine that? Thousands and thousands and maybe like millions of people just dead and blown up because somebody's ego wanted a notification in the history books. I mean, what the fuck, man? I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, let's try to put something in the title. Yeah, so I hope you'll appreciate that little dive. I think I pretty much said everything about it that I wanted to say. It's good to go through the Mandela effect again, because I mean, it's a very relevant thing. It keeps happening to a lot of people. Right, and it's good to really know what's going on when that happens. It's an opportunity to know thyself. Okay, yeah, I'm looking around a bit. Yeah. Alright, it kind of seems like the whole Iran war is finally drawing to an end, at least with the US. But I mean, I almost just don't want to talk about it at all anymore, because it's like every time I feel like when I say it, like he's gonna freaking secretly do some stupid backstabbing attack again or whatever. Talking about which, there was apparently shots fired around the White House as a whole. Oh, gunman has been killed even. So there was an actual attempted shooter again. Unsuccessful, obviously. Wow. Okay, that's really bizarre. Some 21-year-old guy, and apparently he believed he was Jesus Christ. Okay. Not sure if Jesus Christ really get into that sort of thing, though. He would probably approach something like that a little different. But yeah, I mean, the world is more than most people can actually handle. So, right, I mean, some people, they think they're Jesus Christ. Some other people think that they're the devil. Who are we to say that they are not? But I mean, yeah, if you just end up dead, did it really matter? You know? Pretty sure if Jesus Christ came back, he wouldn't come back as some shooter that then just died again and everything stays the same. I'm pretty sure that's not how Jesus would return. But I mean, that could be just me. Right? Anyway. Hello. Yeah, I don't appreciate your ads. Everybody's appreciating my show. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you do. I'm very happy with it thus far. I feel really good. I've been having these little drinks with some what is in there? Some like special type of grass. What do you call that? Like some microgreens type. It's like this drink with some lemon juice and some other stuff, and there's microgreens of some kind in them, and it's great. Yesterday too, I took one before the show, and now, and with this heat, it's like, oh, it hits the spot like nothing else, and it's like really clears things up a lot. So I feel great, especially now that the heat's receded a bit here. I'm doing great, and I feel great, and the coffee is great, and I'm sorry it's almost out. Hope everybody out there is having a good Sunday. Yeah, I bumped into an interesting video about the Boogosphere. That was pretty cool. Bunch of caterpillars. Oh yeah, I reviewed this yesterday. What was that again? I have no memory of what this video is. Sometimes I just post something in like the feed for review, but then I have absolutely no memory of what it actually is. It happens sometimes. But yeah, the Boogosphere is kind of interesting because I've been basically rolling out my model of the UFO stuff, and I feel I have a model. I have a full model of throughout the past what it is, what the UFOs are. in all classifications. It's complete. I feel it's complete. There's no more mysteries left. Well, there you are, technically, because I mean, it's God. Some of it is literally God, not like God is manifesting as a little energy ball, but no, these are divine intervention devices. These are mechanisms that are inherently possible in the realm, potentially pre-designed to be able to manifest like that, and directed by an interfacing spirit. The interfacing spirit being the angels of God, and maybe even, well, through, God himself through those angels, because God does everything through the angels, right? Designed it all, does everything through the angels. Angels interface with extra dimensionally with these orbs and things, energy balls, sometimes something more physical. And why though, right? Well, that's where it just becomes really complicated, because God's ways are mysterious. This is where that comes in. Like, when you see these things happening up there, especially if you see it more than usual, it is kind of a message from God. Like, this is not like aliens fucking with you or something like that, or some nefarious force. Right? If there's a nefarious force, they're not going to do that sort of thing, or they're going to like actively try to scare you. They mostly just want to use the capabilities of it to be able to do something covertly, so they don't want to get your attention. Nefarious forces, they will try to stay covert with it, including the fallen angels, or somebody through the fallen angels interfacing and controlling it directly through the other dimension, which people can actually do. It's just dark magic and potentially, theoretically, fatal to do that. I'm not certain about that. It's because I believed that it might be fatal to do that. Always declined on trying it out, because I did have the opportunity to actually do that in the dark world, in my big experience, and I specifically declined because I was made aware. Like, you get to hear, like, you want to try this. It's literally, you want to try this out, and it's like, okay, is it fatal? Like, you have to ask, like, is that gonna cost my life if I want to try that out? Because they don't tell you up front. You have to actually ask that, yeah? And I did. Thank God. But I had a lot of hints that that sort of thing is actually fatal. It's complicated. It's like, how do you interface with it? Well, in theory, with your spirit after you're dead through the timeless realm. It's like something you could potentially do after you're dead, and you can make deals with entities so that you can do it after you're dead. You can make it happen, but then you're gonna die because within a certain time frame, or it couldn't happen because it's something you're going to do retrocausally in the future after you're dead. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that makes any sense to you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's for the better if it doesn't make any damn sense to you. Just like, let's move on. This is dark shit. This is like not healthy. Not healthy to know. It's not healthy knowledge. But to get back to it, UFOs. I think they are naturally divine intervention devices interfaced by the angels, the good ones, under God, directing God's energy to do it. They're way more capable that way, because they're literally, these energy balls, these UFO devices are literally designed to be a physical avatar transmitter of energy and be able to influence things, divinely intervene. intervention, right? They're optimal for that. But through the fallen one's knowledge, because they were angels, they know how to interface, they knew how it worked, and then they can like do it and have humans do it, and potentially in a condition that they actually die, which is creepy. And that is how actual UFO tech had then eventually started becoming used by humans, originally by the giants, by the fallen ones. But I mean sparingly, because I mean if entities, to control it, somebody needs to die on your side. Like, that's not a very appealing long-term strategy, if you know what you mean. It would always be then used for real serious destiny-altering emergencies, even by the fallen ones, even by the human realm, by the living, by the earthly, right? But God would not have that issue. God can interface with it and then nobody has to die, right? But he doesn't just do it on command. Like, no. Does it in accordance to the plan, God's plan. So yeah, that's what I actually think. And in that sense, I am merging this more technological approach of UFOs and all these phenomenon with the actual spiritual mechanical world of God the Creator. It's like a merger of Enochian knowledge, the Book of Enoch, with the modern ufology. They are one. They're literally one. One created a thing, the thing got used, repurposed by the fallen ones. They are what are like UFO tech now. And that's how humans are involved with it. Is basically through technology reconfigured divine tech by fallen angels. That's what it is. It's like, I think they're intricately tied in. So all the UFO type tech that humans and all this, the deep state and the secret people and the men in black, they're all fallen angel related. Not like they're all the army of the fallen ones. They're like the evil puppets of the fallen. No, they have dealt with those entities. They kind of need that to be able to use that tech. That's how I think it's connected. Right? And I mean, yeah, it all falls into place for me now. Because I just figured this out, this connection, like a month ago, 2 months ago, somewhere over there. It's just suddenly like, it all just fits. It's like Enochian lore, ufology lore, and suddenly, click! Like, whoa, perfect fit. Holy shit. It just suddenly clicked. It just suddenly made it fit. And now it's complete. And I have this model and I am laying it down, and I hope you all appreciate it. It's going to be very relevant. More and more relevant as the future progresses. As we're going to be more confronted upfront with UFO technology. All this, what I'm telling you, is all going to be very relevant. Potentially like the state-of-the-art lore that's like we're all really proud of suddenly knowing. But I mean, that'll be like in 5 to 10 years. I'm literally calling it right now. It's like, now it's like, what the hell is that guy, the weird flat earther, talking about again now? Yeah, in 5 years, this is gonna be the default model. It will be understood. It will be repeated. It will be talked about. It will become speaking points. Even in mainstream media, potentially even. Because this is it. I am calling it. I have the honors, and I will not get any fucking recognition from the entire world. I guarantee you, nobody will be like, holy shit, there's this Arwen guy who's like less than 500 followers, like 300 something. But he came up with this. Like, nobody's gonna say that in the world, even though it is absolutely on record right here true. Because I am saying it, and I have been saying it, and it has naturally developed, and I've explained every little detail and basically sourced it, where I got it from, how it developed. Yeah? The evidence is there. I'm not gonna get any recognition. It would be kind of nice if I did. But on the long run, it doesn't really matter. Because I would probably not do well if I'd actually become famous. I'm already having trouble like just dealing with life as it is, the way it is now. I just want the honor, but if I get it, I'd probably be worse off. But I mean, if people all just like stare at me at the distance and like not talk about me, but are aware of me and they're like, whoa, keep it secret, keep it safe. Yeah. If I am like the Ring to them and they're like, keep it secret, keep it safe, I need to be kept secret, kept safe, but everybody knows, but nobody tells. That's cool. That's actually ideal for me, because that way I can really stay in the flow, keep developing, keep digging up things in between 10 years at a time where nobody would ever think of it. And I could just keep doing it and change the world in that sense, help update lore, how things work, what this place is, because that's what I want to do. That's part of the purpose here that I decided would be my purpose. It's the thing that I do get the most gratification out of. A development process. It's really difficult for people in general to do this. It really is. For some reason, with the way that I am, how the dynamics of my mind works, how flexible, unusually mentally flexible in very specific ways I am, it makes me the ideal candidate to do specifically this. And that's why I'm doing that. Above all other things. It's my project, my long-term project, what I came here to do. And I will keep doing it. And it won't matter if nobody shows up, says anything, or it's only trolls that suddenly pop up and talk shit, or keep doing it and barraging me for long periods of time. They have a lot. They're mostly keeping quiet now, and it's just fine. They pop up again, and it's like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it. You see, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if suddenly volcanoes sprout up everywhere, and I'm like just in this building surrounded by lava. So just keep going. It's like, no, I'll keep going. Not literally though. I mean, because if there's going to be lava everywhere, then probably the waters and the electricity is going to run out. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's not take that too literally. But I'm just going to keep going no matter what. It does seem like my situation, despite everything that's happened, is actually a bit more stable now. Financially, which is great. Hope it stays. I'll probably know more by next Wednesday, the coming Wednesday. So, hope everybody's enjoying the show. Let's add the ufology. will appreciate what I do. Yeah, today's show, Flat Earth Early Bird 2642, the Mandela Effect, its relation to Stockholm Syndrome, and how it could apply to Hitler's Nazi Germany, and the model that merges Enochian lore and ufology into one reality. Pretty good. I like it. I'd watch it, the show with that title. Huh? I'm doing my best here. Sometimes I feel like I'm Rumpelstiltskin or something. I'm just locked into some tower. Like, yeah, you just keep weaving those golden threads and like nobody will know you're here. I keep weaving that. I feel like that. Like, people aren't even telling me whether I'm doing a good job or not. Just doing it anyway. Because it's a calling. It's my mission. Utilize those skills that you were given by God. That's really comes down to that. Special ability to do this very specific thing, and so I will. Right, so let's take a look at this little video with the Boogosphere. It is really interesting, and I mean, it is like a really complicated. Like, this might be a Tartarian era device, because Tartaria probably ended up also back engineering UFO technology type things. Yeah, which might include weird shit. I mean, who knows how far the Tartarians eventually took it? You're not gonna like see it up front, but they might have had all kinds of outer body experiences that they would even like integrate with things. Like, you have the interfacers, people that are like do outer body to specifically direct certain devices that were made to do that, which is basically like, well, like UFO tech. So they might have figured it out on how to do that, right? I mean, what stopped them from doing it? I think they probably were. Anyway, let's play this.
Boogosphere, a high-tech artifact from the ancient world. Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial, oh yes.
But the data is made. They carbon-dated resin found in over 12,000.
It looks really suspect though, but I mean,
materials antiquity. The iconography matches artifacts found across Mexico from the same period. That part I can't argue. Here's where it gets strange. When this thing spins, it weighs it. On camera, it weighed 2 kilograms when they found it. It now weighs over 10. I don't know how you explain that, but I can. There's a chip embedded inside. An array of
electrostatic charge?
conductive points surrounding one central point that conducts nothing. That's not decoration. That's function. Some researchers believe this could operate as an anti-gravitic device.
Anti-gravitic.
Sounds insane.
But yeah,
But the weight of
obviously,
document,
what the hell else are you gonna do with it?
the dates are variable. Is this proof of something we don't understand yet? Or the most elaborate hoax?
Elaborate hoax. That's hilarious. Maybe. But it does seem to be like Tartarian tech of that era. Like, I'm not buying that this thing is like 20,000 years old because of the symbols. It's like, no. I'm sorry. No, this is not that old. It's just not. Yeah, and it's no freaking aliens. There's no outer space aliens. Right? There might be some ant people somewhere down there still. Hoping one day they might be able to just like be able to resurface and not have the entire world freak out and try to blow them up. Right? And of course there's the extra dimensionals. Some of which are the fallen angels, which is bad news. But not all of it is, like, not everything on the other side is fallen angels, guys. Don't think that. It's just, you'll know them. You'll know them by what they want. Yeah? Right? Because there's some entities out there, they just want to witness things. They just want to, like, see what you're about. Like, they treat this physical reality and people interfacing with the other dimension just like you would treat scrolling on X for videos. They're just like, hey, a living person is is like out of body connecting. I want to know a little bit more. I want to check this out. I'm gonna see what this figure is about. Like, that's, they just treat it like it's media to them. Really, there's entities like that out there too, and they're not nefarious. They're mostly just like observing, and it really does feel a little bit like they're just treating us like we're their media. And they just want to know much more details than we're used to. Because we all take that shit for granted, they don't. You're all having a great day out there. A nice Sunday. Don't forget to Rogans it up if you're liking the show. Thanks for the Rogans, whoever did that. Appreciate it. What? Obian's not responding. Why? Why? How is it not responding? It's working fine. Weird. Right. Let's see Oh yeah, now I remember.
I can't believe this shit. Did the curve.
Here's the thing.
Did you see the curve? You look at the curve. How could you do that? Do you not even know what you're doing?
That's not the type of girl that I am. Perfect.
Yeah. It is true. Like, I remember, like, I had a car. Hitting the curb is like a shameful thing. It really is for men. I feel ashamed when I would hit the curb. It's like, oh my god, how could I? It makes me feel stupid when that happens. It's like shameful. It's so funny that that video expresses that. I remember it now, so. Yeah, and women, they don't give a shit. Typically. Yeah, that's funny. Right. I feel like I'm already done. But I'm like, but it was so awesome. I want more. But I mean, yeah, when it's just laid down, it's laid down. Let's take a quick look. What's maybe something happening in the news. Oh, it looks like it. Yep. Looks like Russia did the counterattack in response to like the massive drone swarm that was sent out by Ukraine recently. They launched a whole bunch of drones and hypersonic missiles at Kiev. So yeah, there it is, the response. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much just in. So I guess that happened this morning. Right. So yeah, that's I guess a development. I mean, there's not a lot extra to talk about. It's just like, yeah, Ukraine attacks, Russia attacks. I mean, it was not some strike to end the war. I'm in that sense. I'm just kind of disappointed. Like, why isn't Russia just ending it? They could probably end it. Although maybe at this point they're just like, okay, we know the enemy you know is better than some new enemy that might even be better that will take it over. Because like Europe, it doesn't seem to be done yet. I just wish the whole Ukraine-Russia war would just end. It's such a waste of our money and waste of their lives, and I hate it. I wish it would just stop. Two Rogans, that's nice. Thanks, guys. Hope you all appreciate my insights, my predictions, my attempts to really give a feasible model for a lot of these things that are happening that are still surrounded by a lot of speculation and fantastical thinking. Like UFOs, I mean, it is one of those subjects, and I really feel like I have a very solid model on it now. Like, what is going on, where's it coming from, what's been happening with it throughout the ages. It just makes a lot of sense to me, and I kind of hope that other people will pick up on it. If I can get some kind of honor, some kind of credit for it, somebody naming my name, that would be very special to me. But yeah, I feel like it's not gonna happen. I mean, maybe a couple of flat earthers out there, they might pick up on it and be like, oh yeah, I got this from Arwen. And I really appreciate it if you did that. I would. But other than that, I don't anticipate any kind of mention of my existence with this model integrating into everybody's understanding. Anyway. Right, yeah, I'm gonna round out the show. Gonna make you watch me sit here silently scrolling on X. Right. So yeah, I'm rounding out. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Give, Send, Go. Links are all in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it still. So please support your local Arwin. That would be great. Right. I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2643 on a Monday. Hope to see you all again then. Everybody have a great rest of this Sunday. Great weekend. May God be with you. May Christ walk with you. And until the next video, keep it flat.